Yo, what's going on everybody? My name's Nezzy and welcome back to another video, guys. Today we're going to be talking about H1Z1 and the future of this game because, guys, it's a lot and we need to talk about it. So basically, if you guys haven't been paying attention to H1Z1, also look at this luck. I get a freaking gold LMG out of a military crate. Well, I mean, and a freaking military vest. What are the odds? But yeah, if you guys haven't been part of the H1Z1 community, basically bad updates happened to this game. The developers abandoned it. Then a company purchased the game by the name of EG7. They purchased the game, or specifically they purchased Daybreak, the owners of H1Z1. It was looking hopeful that we'll get some quality of life updates and the game may have a chance at getting a healthy community again. But then the worst of the worst happened. A few months ago, Robin Floden, I believe that's how you pronounce his last name. Anyways, Robin Floden, the best CEO I've ever seen, actually resigned from EG7. I don't know if it was his idea or if it was the company's idea, but overall, Robin Floden actually resigned from EG7, and G-Ham, is that how you say his name? G-Ham? G-Ham? One of them. G-Ham actually ended up taking over, and G-Ham is the old CEO of Daybreak, and basically all you guys have to know about him is he's not a good person. I mean, he was responsible for the combat update, you know, all the bad updates that came to H1Z1, he was responsible for it. And I've also heard stories that he treated employees bad. I don't want to like falsify anything. I mean, I could be wrong, but I have heard stories that he wasn't very nice to his employees, so I want to put that out there. But basically, he is currently the CEO of EG7. Now, this is good and this is bad at the same time. So the bad behind this is he doesn't care about H1Z1. Okay, this man is he doesn't like taking risks. Essentially, like, he really only supports projects that are making tons of money, and if they're not making tons of money, well, he's not really worth investing into them, you know? So basically, what's bad about this is because he's currently the CEO of EG7, he ultimately has a say in what happens to H1Z1 PC, or I guess I should say, he ultimately has the final say in what happens to Z1 Battle Royale and H1Z1 PlayStation 4. So that's not good, because this man when he used to be in control of H1Z1 about a year or two ago, before EG7 acquired Daybreak, he was preparing to shut down the game. Like, Daybreak was preparing to pull H1Z1 offline, right? Like, it was close, and then EG7 acquired it and saved the game from getting taken offline. So, moral of the story is, I don't feel safe with him having control over the game. Like, we may very well see, I'm gonna just flat out say, guys, we may see this game go offline in the coming months. I very well could see EG7 pulling the plug on H1Z1. I hope to God that's not how it's gonna end, because I love this game. So many people love this game, so that would definitely suck if that's what it would lead to. But frankly, I wouldn't be surprised if the game just randomly goes offline one day, or, you know, I would hope they would give us a notice, like, hey, it's going to go offline within a week or within a month. I would hope they do something like that so people can play it one last time if it ever comes to that. But there is good news at the end of the tunnel. So I was just reading the report of Robin stepping down, and at the end, I don't think anyone really noticed this. But at the end, let me find where it says. Oh, yeah. It says, well, let me just read the whole thing to you guys. The board of Enad Global 7 and Robin Floden have agreed that effective immediately, Robin will transition away from his current role as CEO of EG7 and will be replaced by the current CEO of Daybreak Game Company, EG7's largest subsidiary, G-Ham. During this transition, Robin will stay on for 6 months to assist G as he assumes his new role with the EG7 family of companies. G will be appointed acting CEO of EG7 as a search for a permanent CEO has been initiated. Okay, guys, you just heard that. G-Ham is only CEO for a little bit. He is not the permanent CEO of EG7. They are looking for a permanent CEO. From all the people that have covered news over this, none of them have mentioned that. He is not the permanent CEO of EG7. They are looking for a permanent CEO. This is great news, okay? It's not 100% good. I mean, Robin was probably our best chance here. RIP. But at least G-Ham is not going to be the permanent CEO. So, there is a chance H1 can last long enough for a new permanent CEO to take charge. I'm not keeping any promises, and honestly, guys, I've given up in terms of good news for this game quite a while ago, to be honest with you. It seems like every time we get good news, you know, it seems like every step forward H1 takes, it takes 5 steps back, you know what I'm saying? So, I would take this with a grain of salt, but, I mean, that's good. That is good that G-Ham is not the permanent CEO of EG7, so he will not have permanent say in what happens to H1Z1. What's not good, though, is that he is going to be CEO for a little bit, so in that time that he's CEO, he very well may take the game offline. He could do that. I wouldn't be surprised. So what does this mean for H1Z1? Well, it's going to be a while before they find a new CEO. CEO, sorry. If you guys remember, back when Robin did a press conference talking about H1Z1, he basically said that Daybreak had no team working on the game. Like, no one was working on H1Z1. They were ready to pull the plug. So basically, EG7 was looking for a development team. The last we heard was that EG7 was looking for a development team to take on the project. So, I mean, that is good news, but they did say it wasn't going to be in the coming weeks. It wasn't going to be in the coming months. In fact, it may not even be in the coming years. Like, this may take a while, because obviously finding a dev team is going to be challenging for a couple of reasons. Number one, you're finding a dev team. Number two, you're trying to hire people to work for H1Z1, a game that's dead as hell. So a lot of people may not want to take that job because it may be the job where you take and then lose within a year because you can't get paid. You know what I'm saying? So obviously that's going to take some time to find. A new CEO is going to take a really long time to find. Like, they're not just going to find someone and go, yep, you're hired. I would say G-Ham is probably going to be CEO for 6 months to a year, I would say. 6 months to a year, maybe 2 years, if they're really looking for someone. But I would say 6 months to a year is probably a safe bet to assume. Oh, I'm about to drop this guy. Big rep. You can't beat the LMG, honestly. Big rep. But yeah, I would say 6 months to 2 years at the most is going to be until we can get a new CEO for this game, that's a lot of time. That's a long time for H1 to go offline. I was looking at player numbers for the PC version. The PC version is down to like 128 maximum players. Yikes, that game is very dead. I know the PlayStation... We don't get official numbers for the PlayStation version anymore, but from what people are kind of, estimating, it's estimated that there's about 500 to 600 active players on the PlayStation 4 version of the game, which is, it's still decent considering we haven't had an update in like 2 years, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, what do I think's going to happen ultimately? Honestly, guys, I think H1Z1 is just going to fizzle out. I really want to say that we're going to get, an update that's going to revive the game, but I just don't see it happening, to be 100% honest. G-Ham has no desire to save the game, meaning he's probably going to stop looking for a dev team. He's probably not going to go out of his way to find a dev team. So, at least, oh, you guys can see I was trying to pick up the sniper and it just would not pick it up here, so I don't know what was going on there. I eventually picked it up, but this guy was shooting me, so I didn't want to die. So yeah, at least it's going to be about 2 years before we even hear anything over H1Z1, which sucks, because I really want to play this game. I really want to get updates. But yeah, guys, I would say it's safe to assume that H1Z1 could go offline in the coming months. If not, it's going to be about 2 years before we can even hear anything on H1Z1, which is a big rip. So, yeah, let me know, guys. Did you guys like this video? If you did, make sure you hit that like button. and subscribe to the channel for more H1Z1 content. I am going to be covering more of this game in the coming months. So thank you guys for watching. We picked up the dub. You already know we did. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys later, and peace out.